Hello there YouTube and welcome to a Revolting review. I'm Random Ross and today I review Psycho 4, The Beginning. So this this one is written by Joseph Stefano, directed by Mick Gatiss, starring Anthony Perkins, Henry Thomas, Olivia Hussey, and CCH Powder. And this serves this is the fourth installment in the Psycho franchise and serves as both a third sequel and a prequel to Hitchcock's Psycho. So this film in this one we follow a radio station who takes in agony aunt calls, and we get this caller named Ed, who is actually Norman, phoning the station, and he shares his past of when he was a young boy and from when he was abused by his mother. And we see Norman in this from being a young teenager, abused, and from being a little kid, abused and beaten by his violent mother Norma, played by Olivia Hussey, who we find abuses Norman and beats him, and then we find out that Norman he's actually thinking about killing again. But in this one, he's like, there's a part of him that's fighting it because clearly he's talking to someone about it and sharing his feelings and what he's going through. And Norman's actually he's actually thinking about killing his wife, Connie, who is pregnant. She was his nurse, and then they fell in love, and once he got discharged they got married, and then she's pregnant. He finds that he has to face his past as well, like return back to Bates Motel. But of course his wife, she talks him round, and in the end Norman destroys his past and is free from the evil that taunted him for so long. So let's get on to my likes and dislikes about this one. First of all, the likes. I like this one. The sequels really do something similar, like it focuses on Norman, the sequels, and in this we find Norman is trying to be a good person. He's trying to maintain his sanity, and at the end of the third film he sort of was like heading back to the mental hospital, but then we find that in those 4 years off screen I think it's meant to be like I say, Psycho 2 and 3 take place around the same time, so they've obviously done a big time jump here to 1990. And it's Norman's birthday. He's cooking a meal for him and his wife, and when he discovers she's pregnant, he doesn't want his family gene to be passed down. And I get that, he doesn't want anyone to have his name or be like him, but of course his wife, she saves him, and I like that. I like that Norman gets a happy ending in the end. He does, and I feel really happy for him. I feel like it does have a happily ever after for Norman. Like, he can finally move on and be free from all this. And I like that. I love the performance that Anthony Perkins gave in this. This is, this was his final outing as Norman Bates. The last time he played him. And he did it good. He did a great show. Great performance in this, playing Norman, and yeah, he was great in it as Norman Bates. I also liked Olivia Hussey as Norma Bates in the flashbacks. We also had We also had Henry Thomas as young Norman Bates, who again kind of reminded me of Freddie Highmore, who went on to play Norman in the TV show Bates Motel. So I like the flashbacks. I like that we got to see more of this and his origin, and also Norma, she looked young. She didn't look old. But then Norman does explain to us that even though he killed her, she's still like aged in his mind, and that's why he dressed like an old woman. And yeah, that all took place before the events of the first film, so like 1950. And Norman, we see him slowly delve into madness. We do see him kill his mother and her lover, who both abused him together, and at that point I can't really feel any sympathy for them because they were horrible and evil to him, and I kind of get that, why he did what he did, and how it ties in with Hitchcock's Psycho. I thought this had a good conclusion to it. Did it? It was called Psycho 4 the beginning, but the beginning part was just how he's explaining his backstory. I also like the cinematography and the quality of picture. Now this was a made-for-TV movie in America. Over here I think it was direct-to-video, but it was made for TV, but the quality of the picture doesn't look like it's a made-for-TV film. It like maintains that same quality of picture from the previous two installments. So yeah, it looks pretty good. And this film is about 30 years old now. So 30 years ago, we've got Psycho that's turning 60 now, and Psycho 4 came out 30 years later, and it was giving us the backstory that we wanted to know for 30 years. And now this one is 30 years old. Just a great final performance from Anthony Perkins as Norman. There was a fifth film considered called Psycho 5 The End, but that never happened because Anthony Perkins was sick with AIDS at that time, and you can even see it as well that he's gotten a bit thinner and isn't looking good. But he still gave a great performance as Norman, and it's a shame that we never got to see a fifth film, which would have concluded it. But again, a fifth film, I feel like this film ended on a good note. It didn't end on any cliffhangers. Yeah, it ended where we hear an echo of Norma's voice from when the house is burnt down. But yeah, I feel like this had a good enough conclusion, and I was okay with that. I was okay that we didn't need another Psycho film didn't get made, even though one was in plan for it. But yeah, Psycho 4, I like this one. And again, I think all these sequels to Hitchcock's Psycho are very underrated and don't get talked about enough. So yes, Psycho 4 ratings. I'm gonna give Psycho 4 the beginning. Do you know what? I'm actually gonna give this a 3.5 out of 5. 3.5 machetes out of 5, because it is a good sequel. It's not bad in any way, and I really do enjoy the Psycho sequels. Yeah, they don't live up to the original, but hey, they do good. They do good then, and that's what I liked about this franchise. So yes, Psycho 4 the beginning. So there we go. That's it for this Revolting review. Have you seen Psycho 4 the beginning? Let me know down in the comments below if you have. If you like this video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up, share with your friends, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and hit that notification bell. All of my social media links are linked down below in the description, so you can check all that out. And like I say, if you're new here and you want to see more from this channel, then be sure to do all that. Subscribe, hit the notification bell. No pressure, but like I say, it'd mean a great deal if you did. Anyways, yeah, I hope everyone's still staying safe out there. It's been a difficult couple months, hasn't it? Because, you know, the state we're all in at the moment. But yeah, stay safe, and until next time, don't have nightmares.